We often get asked at Club Systems how we create the newsletters that we send to you as customers, be that the release notes or the newsletters that we've been doing over the last 8 to 9 months. And so through this demonstration, we will show you how to go about that. First of all, we need to head to communications and we need to head to newsletters. This might be a screen you are familiar with. A place where you would have all your newsletters that you've sent to members, and you can see those newsletters are templated newsletters that you're able to do. If we go to this button at the top here, add newsletter, you can see here in newsletter type that we have custom HTML and templated newsletter. So probably if you haven't done a custom HTML newsletter, which is the type of newsletters that we send out, then you will have been using this templated, which is what you can see behind here. So we'll go about creating the newsletter into a custom HTML format, and then we're going to head into Mailchimp, which is where we've designed our newsletter, which is how it gets displayed for you to be able to send out. So in here we will put in a letter, give it a newsletter day, which is today. And again, we're going to click custom HTML. By doing that, it brings up this box here into which we're going to paste some information. So where do we get that information? Well, let's head over to Mailchimp. So I've got my Mailchimp open here, which is again where we send out our release notes and our newsletters. So hopefully you've seen our release notes recently. The most recent ones that we've sent with these, which were sent on the 16th of August. And to create that newsletter within Mailchimp, or that template, we'll not go through that in huge detail now, but essentially it is a fairly simple type, drag, drop, import pictures, etc. In order for us to be able to create this, which we send to you each time we do a release of the system. So let's come out of that. Just give it a second to reload back up. Okay, from the templates here, once you've created it and saved it and modified it into the way that you want it to look, come across to this button here, click the little arrow, and what we want to do is export as HTML. So we'll click that button. It does tell you here that once you do that, you won't be able to edit it. That's kind of somewhat wrong, really. You can still edit the template as often as you want. It just means that once it's been exported, it will be locked into that framework for the purpose of how we're going to use it today. So let's export that template. Okay, now that's done that. It's gone into up here, so your downloads. Google Chrome has changed somewhat recently and puts your downloads at the top here. So I'm going to go into that and click on it, and what it does is it opens your newsletter in a HTML format, essentially a little bit like a website. From here we're going to right click anywhere within this section here, but not on the text, just in a blank bit here. And I'm not quite sure whether you're going to be able to see this on the screen because of the way that our video recording works. But I'm going to right click, and from the right click towards the bottom we've got View Page Source. We're going to click that. Okay, this now creates all the information, essentially, all the coding which goes into writing that website, essentially. So we're going to need to copy all of that. A quick way to copy it, if you press Ctrl and A, it will highlight everything, sorry, and that's covered everything in exactly the format that we need it. And then once we've done that, we press Ctrl C to copy that information. So that's now copied for us to be able to paste it. So where are we going to paste it? We're going to head over here, back into ClubV1, into our HTML content, click into this box here, and a little Ctrl V, enters that information in exactly the way that it needs to be presented in order for ClubV1 to be able to present that information correctly. A quick click of save will open up our newsletter in exactly the same way as it was being presented there in Mailchimp. From there, obviously, that's not sent it to your members, that's just created it. You would go about your normal send process by clicking send at the top and deciding who to send it to by using the filtering process here. And that's it. So hopefully you found that reasonably straightforward. It's not as complicated as it looks, but it does create some really, really good newsletters, some great content, lots of pictures. You can embed videos into your newsletters, hopefully to improve your communications with members.